NC State Wolfpack taking on Stanford in their first matchup as ACC conference rivals. Tomorrow at noon. By the way, State fans out there, if you want to catch a full podcast of State football talk, myself, Mike Glennon, host Pack Therapy. You can find it everywhere podcasts can be found, every app, all that, as well as our YouTube channel, 99.9 The Fan. I think NC State needs to look different tomorrow. That win against Cal going into the bye was unbelievably important to the trajectory of their season, but I don't think that was the ideal version of NC State. It was enough to win. It was enough to get a darn near must-win game, but I don't think it was the utopian version of this year's NC State football. I think it's worth making. I wouldn't say massive changes as far as like schematics and things, but it's worth making massive changes as far as mindset and as far as who you're looking to. I said this earlier in the week. I'll say it again. You have to customize your offense to C.J. Bailey, your true freshman quarterback. Coming into the year, you probably tailor-made, right? You got the measuring tape out. You scheduled everything. You drew everything up, expecting Grayson McCall to be your quarterback for a whole mess of reasons, including a medical injury-induced retirement by Grayson McCall. Your quarterback is now C.J. Bailey. Spend the bye week, letting the hem out. Taking in the pants. Why? Because C.J. Bailey is 6'6", 6'7", and very, very skinny. So I was making that joke. Dave Doeren talked to the media about C.J. Bailey and this team now being his.
He's got a childish enthusiasm about just being out on the field with a ball, and at the same time he's got a professional competitive spirit. Like, he plays hard and he wants his guys around him to play hard, and he's not afraid to call a guy out there. Like, you got to go full speed right here, man. I need a better picture of that play. And he gives that, and so it's natural. He's not a nervous guy. He just goes out and plays. He loves playing. He's been competing in this sport against good people a long time. As a guy that played on offense in college, I would have loved to have played football with him. I mean, just being in the huddle with a guy like that—that's what you want, as a teammate.
C.J. Bailey's team now. Think back to last year, real quick here. State fans will remember this. If not, I'll give you the nuts and bolts of it. Remember how different it felt against Clemson coming out of the bye? You might even not say better or worse. You definitely say better. But at the time, I don't know if you could put your finger on it right away. You just knew this team looks different. It feels different. They're moving different. This year, pre-bye, I did it. I heard multiple people do it. Effort was questioned, particularly on the defense. Maybe not finishing plays, not finishing your pursuit angles, not always pursuing to the whistle. If the ball was run the other way, somebody else will make the tackle. Effort was questioned.
Even Dave Doeren in the postgame or midweek said, yeah, we're looking at every position, especially on defense.
Coming out of the bye, fly around. Fly around. And if you're not, get off the field, right? You just heard Dennis mention it. Dave Doeren said every position was being evaluated. Put the ones out there that are going to run their hardest all the way to the whistle, and if they get too tired to do it, put somebody else in that will do it as well. Run hard. The running game has not only been questioned pre-bye, it was questioned for 5 years at NC State. Haven't really had a traditional running game. Coming out of the bye, you probably won't have a traditional running game. They don't grow on trees. But figure it out, right? C.J. Bailey, maybe with some read keep. Maybe Casey Concepcion out of the backfield more. Maybe one of the rookies, one of the freshmen. Paylor, Anderson, these are guys that came in with extremely high reputations as do-it-all players. Keep defenses honest. And then once you do, look at your freshman quarterback and see how far he can take you. And this is a great game to start that style of play. Stanford, they've given up 20 passing touchdowns this year. That's the most in the ACC from a raw total standpoint by 3. They also give up 2.5 passing touchdowns per game, right? Because buys have started, so not everybody's played the same amount of games. 2.5 per game, also the most allowed in the ACC by almost half a touchdown. You can get them through the air. You can score through the air. If I'm tossing the keys to like fully like autonomy, we could say CJ Bailey's been on with his driver's permit up till now, right? Robert and I was sitting in the passenger seat going, whoa, slow down. Slamming that imaginary brake on the passenger seat that parents slam when you're learning how to drive. Robert and I's been right there, the offensive coordinator. I think this is the game. Like I said earlier, my son is 3.5 years old. I do not anticipate zooming through to this portion, but the Stanford game is the first time Dave Doeren and Robert and I toss the keys to CJ Bailey on a Friday night after school and say, "Hey, be home by 10:30," and then they're just out there. Where? They said they're going to a friend's house. Do you know for sure? Maybe. I guess nowadays they have all the iPhone tracking and stuff. Back when we were, it was just, all right, I hope you're there. That's the CJ Bailey game I want. Hey, we're going to call some pass plays, but it's on you. No more hand-holding, no more, hey, when you get there, make sure he has his mom call us to say you made it. No more of that. And Stanford is a good one to do it against because of all the reasons I said. They are... They're gettable through the air. Dave Doeren talked about, again, the head coach, talked about a renewed sense of energy after beating Cal before the bye. Here are his comments.
I mean, the reward is winning, right? And the prior two games, we were right there and didn't get it done. And going through what we did emotionally as a team, through Grayson's injury and then CJ becoming the guy. And then now it's his team, and he got that win, a comeback win. And we played as a team together on the road. 8 straight weeks, all the things that went into that 8th game, to see them overcome that against a team that's really good on defense. It was a great win. And then to have that momentum going into a bye week and, all right, here's what's left. Here's the 4 teams. Here's how it lays out with another bye coming after Duke. There's definitely that confidence that you get from a win and excitement, about what you can do still with the rest of the season.
The reward is winning. I think a lot of great athletes look at it kind of reverse, right? The reward is not losing, just slightly different. I think going into a bye, it's definitely that. Going into a bye off a loss is a grind. Going into a bye off a win, everyone's enthusiastic. Going into the bye off a win doesn't mean you don't have to fix the things that were showing up after losses. It just means everyone's a little bit more excited and in a little bit better mood as you change the things you need to change. Better be different. I hope that the moment they run out of that tunnel, everyone's looking around going, something's different about it. Did you get a haircut? Like, I want them looking at NC State saying something's different.